Hi everyone, and welcome to TWF NXT. Hi, Gorilla Monsoon, here with Mike Lane and with Booker T. And today on NXT, we're going to see the TWF 24/7 winnings will be on stake here today, because Xia Li is a TWF 24/7 fighter, Gorilla Monsoon says. You got that right, Mike Lane said. You got that right, Mike Lane says. Xia Li is the TWF 24/7 fighter, and she has beaten almost everyone that came after her for it, like King Valkyrie, or Shark Boy, or Masco of the Might players, Mike Lane says. I'll tell you right now, Gorilla and Booker T, Gorilla and Mike, Xia Li is one woman from the Folkreich of Eastland that no one wants to, nobody wants to deal with. And the truth is, Eastland is no Folkreich. It's a overspeakership. But anyway, no one wants to deal with her at all. It says Booker T. Well, you're right about that, Gorilla Monsoon says. No one wants to deal with Xia Li, Booker T. For once you said something that had some wisdom to it. Oh no, we're thinking alike, Booker T says. Yeah, that's frightening me, Gorilla Monsoon says, that we're starting to think alike. Alright, so WWE still doesn't know what to do with me. Ever since 3 months ago, when I lost to Becky Lynch on Raw and lost to Cara Valkyria on NXT, no one has seen or heard from me since. Oh no, I wasn't fired from WWE. Nick Kong and Hunter Helmsley didn't give me my walking sheets. But anyway, here in the TWF, I'm the TWF 24/7 fighter, and I don't think anyone wants to come after me for the TWF 24/7 winnings. Alright, Xia Li, you know I'm coming after you. And you can say whatever you want to say, Xia Li. But I'm not frightened of you. I'm not scared of you. Yes, I will give you that you are a good skilled wrestler, or good skilled fighter, or a good skilled overstar, whatever you want to call yourself. But I will win the TWF 24/7 winnings, and I will win it here today on NXT. You're not gonna win it all, Masco of the Might players. A brawling show which I have never seen in my life, and most likely never will ever watch or see. But if you think that you're going to win my TWF 24/7 winnings, you can think again. Well, here comes the Fight Lord, and it seems we gotta have our match now for the TWF 24/7 winnings, Gorilla Monsoon says. Xia Li from the Folkreich of Eastland, which is not a Folkreich, it's an overspeakership, Gorilla Monsoon says. And if they don't like it, that's too bad, because that is the truth, Gorilla Monsoon said. If Eastland was a Kaiserdom, which became a Folkreich, which became a speakership, they never truly had a say in who the highest leader was, who the Kaiser was, or the four-sitter, or the highest leader. And it is sad, Mike Lane says. Well, Booker T said, we can't spend all day talking about all the scathing of the Folkreich of Eastland, and how they went through free law moats, We're going to worry about Xia Li kicking Masco's head off here today, Booker T said. Would you stop, Booker T, saying that Xia Li's going to kick Masco's head off? Would you be earnest? Gorilla Monsoon says. Well, you know, I wrestled for thunderous years, Booker T said, in the GWF and WCW and WWF and WWE and TNAW. And then, you know, in IWA, and then, you know, my 2-diff run in WWE, Booker T says. Yeah, that's right, Mike Lane said. You wrestled for sundrous years, Booker T, but now you're shifting over to being a heel again, which no one thought you would become. This is for the TWF 24/7 winnings. First, he is Masco from the Mike Players, and she is the TWF 24/7 fighter from the Folkreich of Eastland, Xia Li. Well, here comes Gorilla Monsoon said. Xia Li just knocked down Masco with one kick to the side of his head, and Masco is done. This match is over. Put a fork in it. It's done. Oh, that's right, Mike Lane says. A quick match, a fast match here today on NXT. Well, Booker T said, Masco from the Mike Players doesn't look so mighty right now or strong. He looks more like a weakling. Booker T says, 1, 2, 3. Ding ding ding. Here is your winner, and still the TWF 24/7 fighter, Xia Li. And Xia Li is still the TWF 24/7 fighter, and she beat Masco of the Mike Players here today on NXT, Gorilla Monsoon says. That's right, Mike Lane says. Xia Li beat Masco, the Mike Players, and is still the TWF 24/7 fighter, Mike Lane says. I'll tell you right now, Gorilla and Mike, you know, Masco, the Mike Players, he didn't look so mighty, he didn't look so strong, he looked more like a weakling. Booker T said, one kick to the head and he was down. Booker T said, would you stop? You know, if any man or woman got kicked in the side of the head by Xia Li, they would go down, Gorilla Monsoon said. You would go down too, Booker T. So would you stop it? You know what, Booker T? Any man or any woman who got kicked in the side of the head by Xia Li would go down, Mike Lane says. And you gotta stop playing like a heel, Mike Lane says. Just don't blow your breath on Booker T. You know, you're not going to get into him, Gorilla Monsoon says. Speaking of one man who was either in WCW or TNAW for sundrous years, Mike today. Thank you, Gorilla Monsoon and Mike Lane. I'm going to be talking with Xia Li here today on NXT, the TWF 24/7 fighter. Alright, Xia Li, we all know you came from the Folkreich of Eastland, which is not really a Folkreich, but more of a speakership. But that is not what we're here to talk about. We're here to talk about you beating Masco, the Mike Players, and still being the TWF 24/7 fighter. Well, Mike, today, I know that you were in WCW for sundrous years, then TNAW for sundrous years, before you withdrawed from the wrestling business altogether. You were never in WWF or WWE. But anyway, I beat Masco, the Mike Players, a drawling show, or a live show, that I have never seen and never watched. And Masco, he wants to keep on having a death wish, because I'll just keep on knocking him out. Sooner or later, Xia Li, a man or a woman's going to come along, and they're going to take your TWF 24/7 winnings off of you. I dare any man or woman who thinks they're man enough or woman enough to take my strap off of me, because I will kick them and I will knock them out, just like I did to Masco here today on NXT. Alright, that was my talk with Xia Li, Gorilla Monsoon. That was my talk with Xia Li. Back to you, Gorilla Monsoon and Mike Lane. Thank you, Mike, today for talking with Xia Li here today on NXT. And that's all the time we got here for NXT. I, Gorilla Monsoon, Mike Lane, and Booker T. We hope you like NXT, and we'll see you tomorrow for Dynamite or Might.